Hey guys, sorry I'm late, which is very common. I know. Yeah, I got into a really dumb argument with somebody on Discord about something that doesn't really matter, and that's why I'm late. So, first of all, I'd like to thank Make Noise for upgrading his membership. You get a tier 4 membership at Casio Games at a rate of 1 per calendar month. So. It's usually Wano. Some people send me Wargame Red Dragon ones, which is interesting. So yeah, this is Strategos. I might as well show you the Steam page first. So the demo came out with this Next Fest thing, right? Everybody's getting these demos out for Steam Next Fest, which is like a big demo celebration. And Strategos. This is like Total War, sort of like Rome Total War. But only the battle part. So here's your propaganda, right? Let's see if we can get more views than the developer. That's 44. It's actually toggling the things even though I have it minimized, if you can hear that. But yeah, so it's I haven't played it, right? We're gonna discover it together, but it's supposed to be like Total War, but just the battle part. Sadly, it's only single player, which I think is a big shame. Yeah, I think that is a big shame. But yeah, you can play as the Romans, and you can play as, other people who don't matter as much. So, I mean, let's see how it goes. It's free, right? No complaining, it's free. How's it going, Lithium? I'm sorry, that was 1 minute late. I got in a Discord argument. So, I think it won't go very well because the context of the battle is what makes Total War good. I think the battles themselves are actually the weakest part of them. That's interesting. I prefer... Well, to be honest, yeah, I do kind of get bored of Total War because of... I mean, you can show dust and enable grass. I mean, we'll try these, and then if it ends up tanking my FPS, which I guess you guys can't see, but it's in the top left, it says it's maxed out at the moment. Anyway, we should probably do the tutorial first, right? So... Tutorials are very text-heavy. If you prefer not to read, the game can be largely played intuitively if you're already familiar with similar games. Alright, well let's just play it intuitively. I mean, it literally told me not to play the tutorial, so we'll see. So this is the demo, right? It's not the full game. And now I've got the menu music and this music playing at the same time. It says the demo only includes 4 of the final game's over 100 factions. Romans, Carthaginians, Pyrrhic, not sure who that... I mean, obviously I know Pyrrhic Victory, and the late successor era Macedonians. 3 maps and default army sizes. Okay. So Romans have Hastati and Principes, but they don't have good cavalry. And they don't have medium infantry, but they do have elite triarii. The Pyrrhic pikemen are difficult to beat in the open and are well supported by auxiliary medium foot, light cavalry, and even Indian elephants. Who are the Pyrrhic? Because I know Pyrrhic Victory, but... And when you Google Pyrrhic, who were the Pyrrhic? So here we go, let's do some learning. Let's educate ourselves here. So, Pyrrhus of Epirus, a Greek king. Okay, so they're Greeks. So they're Epirus. Okay. If you don't want to read, we will not allow you to disrespect our well-explained tutorial. Yeah, exactly. It is. It's Pyrrhic. It's not Pyrrhic. Surely not. Google text to speech. What? Translate.
Pyrrhic.
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 Okay. Fair enough. I thought it was Pyrrhic. Pyrrhic.
Pyrrhic.
Okay, whatever. Pyrrhic victory. I'm going to keep saying it wrong. I hope you don't mind. So, they were Greeks, right? So they got good pikemen and Indian elephants, but they don't have a lot of heavy infantry. Carthaginians is diverse and flexible with Libyan spearmen. Iberians, they're Spanish. Gallic, they're French. And Numidian, they're like Tunisian or something. African elephants, Punic, and Celtiberian. I assume those are Celts, right? Late successor Macedonians have more pikemen. They also have an extra space here. Spent too long reading my thesis. With fewer lights and overall less versatility, they also get access to Galatian mercenaries and Illyrian allies. I can't remember where these places are. I think they're in like Central Europe, like sort of near Serbia kind of way. Anyway, okay, so I guess we just play the battles. That's really annoying, but whatever. So you can see there's no... You can't get like friendly AIs or anything, which is a shame. It would be cool to... It would be cool to get, you know, 2v2 or something. So we got grassy flatland, mountain forest, and desert lowlands. Okay. We'll play the Romans, because why not? And then it's telling me... Oh, I can't make my deck. It's just giving me these units. Is this because I didn't play the tutorial? Yeah, so it's just giving me a deck. I mean, it is a tutorial, right? So, sorry, it is a demo. That's a shame. You can give the AI aggressive or whatever. Difficulty, default, easy or hard, so default must be, Oh, so that's just quantity of enemies. So if you play on hard, they get more enemies, so it doesn't change the stats. Oh, I see, that's difficult quantity, and then there's difficult quality, so then they'll just get way better stuff. Okay, well, let's just play before I get any more upset that I can't have, like, 4v4 or whatever. Will I play Anno 117? 10 years of classics. Grim. Absolutely grim. I did Latin for 2 years, but, I mean, it was just a bit of a joke, really. So... There are no members' early access videos left, it's worn over. Yeah, sorry, I've been having a weird few days. So, I've just been really kind of demotivated since my thesis thing. But if you look at... Certainly because it's just my vibe, but I've been sort of taking it a bit easy. But look at all these videos here. These videos are all going to go up. They were going to be today, but then I got into a dumb argument with somebody about Second Panzergren. It was a complete waste of everybody's time. But yeah, look at 10v10, 79Y, review for 83, AoE 4 guide. It's a bit of a joke, really. AoE 4 games, and then 56Y game from DF, the super chat for this 56Y game. 4th Dutch versus Gnef, that's a really good one. This title sort of giving it away a bit. And then 119Y, tactical 10v10. So yeah, there is stuff. I just need to finish it. Anyway, I need to like make the thumbnails and stuff. So it is all there. I just I don't know. Since I did the exam, I've just felt like so kind of. I just don't want to do anything. It's really hard to just get out of bed and do stuff. I don't. You'd think I'd be over the moon, but instead I'm just like really tired. So yeah, there has been a drop in the quantity of stuff. I do apologise. I was hoping nobody had noticed. Anno 117. So I never played any of the Anno games. I mean, if I can get it for free, I'll play it, but I don't want to pay for it. So they're not my sort of game, really. Anno 117. Oh, there is a Pax Romana. It's got mixed reviews. Interesting. I've played Caesar 3. Caesar 3 is probably there, let's face it. Anyway, so I cannot pan with WASD. Oh no, I can pan with WASD. Okay. So, okay, this is Total War, basically. It's an interesting zoom level. It does not take much on the scroll wheel. I can't really convey this to you, but it's just oh crap. I'll be back in a second. I have to go. I didn't even finish making my dinner. I need to go turn off the cooker because of this dumb argument. Yeah, there's always a constant struggle against entropy, making sure that you don't just become a big loser, especially given that there's basically nobody to stop me at this point. Yeah, I'm trying to zoom in a little bit. It's not really having it. It goes really slowly and then it goes really fast. There seems good. So we've got Velites. Apparently there's only 14 of them there. And yeah, so they're javelin throwers. So yeah, you want them at the front really. You can tell them to run. You can give the ranges. Available couriers count. Oh yeah, is this one of those games where you can't? I'm pretty sure you can't give that many orders. Like you can't just like spam click or whatever. And I think they don't listen to your orders properly, and that's supposed to be by design. So. And yeah, like I think they like automatically charge and stuff like that. I mean, we'll see. We'll just press start. So, okay, the enemy seems to have a few more guys than me, or at least they're more spread out. What is this button? Recoil mode. So if I try and run at those guys, they'll. If I try and run at those guys, they'll just run away. So, yeah, they're coming for me. Okay, this is, I think I can't spread this out. But what does it mean by available couriers count? Because it's not going down as I order people, so there you go. They're gonna move to shoot. You guys are gonna... Okay, I guess the range is a bit... Alright, and then... A bit clunky there, but there it is. They've been goaded. Oh, they're just gonna charge me now. Okay, well that's... that's obviously bad, right? Can we... So they've become disordered. So they're not actually listening to me anymore. It's just like Total War with extra step, basically. You can't spread your units out either, they seem to maintain their block, so... okay. It's really weird how the units behave, like why are only some of them charging there? What's going on? So the Equite should win that. I'm gonna turn the audio down a bit. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to check like the stream quality and stuff. I think and I'm spinning again. I'm just trying to get the Twitch stream up in case somebody sends a message, which they don't on Twitch. But yeah, so I need to get that off on my phone. It is paused, right? Oh no, never mind. Everybody's dying. So yeah, I should have done the tutorial, man, but it literally told me not to. So they're charging me. And then it's telling us like last cohesion check failed. I really should have done the tutorial. It said it was intuitive. It doesn't seem very intuitive. I mean, there's clearly a lot about this that I'm not understanding. Oh crap! Can you guys like withdraw? Can I tell you to do that? they're just not doing it. I can't order them. They're just not listening. Okay, that's not great. Anyway, probably not going to win this one. Should have done the tutorial. So, these are my generals, but they're just regular cavs, so let's just send those around. And, yeah, get the velites going, you know, like, what? Shouldn't these guys, like, also throw spears, before they charge and what have you? They've routed. I don't know if that's because I gave them the order. Oh yeah, look, they are throwing them. So I mean, it is pretty cool. Like, you can tell what they're going for here. I should have done the tutorial, and that's all there is to it, really. So what are they? Greek armored cavalry. And I can't tell them to charge until they get closer, apparently. It says, ineligible, charge target too far away. But, like, these guys, target already taken. What? Am I winning? Yeah, I feel like I'm not going to win against these spear guys unless I get around them. Because that's how it works in all other games. That's how it works in Rome Total War. These guys in a straight up fight are going to beat you, so you have to go around them. The problem I've got is I can't get around him. He seems to have more units than me, but... Right, so charge. And they're trying to charge there. Been mixed results. Oh, what? These guys are just pissed off? Okay, well, you don't want to fight. It's your business. But yeah, they'll run out of ammo soon, I guess. He's pushing me back, which is not ideal. But like, what's happening here? What? So I tell them to charge it, and they are actually charging. Interesting. Sort of you take the fluid kind of combat from should charge the pipe before they set up. Yeah, but I couldn't. Oh, maybe I could, but I'm just shit. I should have done the tutorial, man. I can read. Why didn't I choose to read? This target side already in combat. We lost, apparently. Well, what do you mean? All my guys are still here. Why have we lost? So I took too many casualties. Yeah, we're doing the tutorial. Yeah, tutorial time. I'm an intermediate tutorialer. Because, yeah, that was embarrassing, dude. I just got the crap beaten out of me. And then it said I lost, even though I still had half my unit. So I hope it's not doing, like, pure realism mode. Okay, here we go. We're reading. Siri, help. Grok, is this real? Terrain. Terrain in Strategos can be moderately or severely hindering. Moderately hindering terrain like rough ground hinders mounted units and heavy infantry. Severely disordering terrain like trees has the same effect, while additionally severely hindering pikemen and cataphracts. Hindered units suffer a 40% reduction in the final POA. What is POA? And severe hindrance like being fragmented adds a stacking additional 30% reduction of the final POA. Alright, I should have done the beginner tutorial. I'm getting clowned on, dude. No worries, Captain Douchebag. I didn't even read what he said, actually. Thank you. Right, here we go. Now we're going to learn. Now we're going to read. Camera controls. Pan, WASD, or arrow keys on mouse string. Drag, QE, rotate, pivot and tilt. Middle mouse click and drag. Alt and Alt Shift. Okay, RF keys to zoom. Okay. Zoom all the way out and tilt the camera all the way down to bring out the top-down overlay. Okay, now I was gonna say like it is actually adding things here. I was gonna say otherwise. Come on, dude. What kind of cop out is that? The top-down overlay is if you look from top down. Close this window and move the camera around to advance the tutorial. Unit selection. Click on the unit's flag, or the unit's card to select it. Hold down left click and drag to lasso multiple units. Control left click to select multiple units one at a time. Unit control. Only units in a commandable state, idle or moving, can be commanded. The state icon is displayed above the unit's banner. If that icon is red, like the charging state icon, then the unit cannot be commanded. So if somebody's charging, you can't stop them. And if they're in a fight, you can't stop them, they just stay there. Okay. Left clicking the ground will deselect all units. Close your window and select your general to continue, but you haven't told me who the general is, bozo. Thankfully, I'm very smart. Command and control, only commandable units can obey orders. Commandable generals always respond immediately to orders. I don't know, FMU. I've been playing for 21 minutes. I lost my first game, so the AI is better than me. Clearly. You may view your general's command radius. Non-generals must be within a general's command radius to respond immediately, or they have to wait for a courier. So that's what it meant by available couriers. Interesting. But I can't view his thing. You may view your general's command radius by clicking the command range overlay. Ta-da! So if it's out, so this guy will have to take a while before he responds to my orders, because he can't hear me, so I have to send a runner. Okay. Unit waiting for a courier will display the horse and envelope icon on its banner. The number of available couriers remaining is displayed in the bottom left of the screen, over the horse and envelope. So, yes, okay. When the command range overlay is activated, you can also see what units are receiving morale support from a nearby general. Okay, or adjacent support from nearby allied non-light units. Okay, so this being next to this actually gives them additional morale. Morale support improves a unit's chances of passing cohesion checks, and adjacency support provides a minor points of advantage boost. That's what POA is, and prevents a unit from being flanked on that side. Well, obviously. You can move your units after you press the start button at the top of the screen. After pressing start, close this window and select your cretin archers to continue the tutorial. Or cretin archers. Cretin archers. Cretin archers are a light infantry skirmisher unit. Light units are identifiable from a distance by their loose spacing compared to non-light units. Ranged units. With a ranged unit selected, you can right-click on an enemy to move your unit to within range to start shooting. Line of sight is blocked, then you cannot shoot them, and if they're out of range, a shoot command will tell your ranged unit to move within range and start shooting. Light ranged units can shoot any direction, but mounted units can shoot while moving, but non-light ranged units can only shoot within a limited arc in front of them. I've noticed that reading's actually hard now. I must be becoming a retard. That's crazy. They throw bats at each other. COVID attack. See the range of all your ranged units by pressing the projectile overlay button. Okay, so the archers can shoot a lot further than the velites could. Close this window, make sure your cretin archers are selected, and right-click on the enemy archers to shoot them. Then the tutorial will continue. So that's all very straightforward. The couriers thing's really interesting. I don't really think that's a good idea. It's sort of like unnecessary problems. It's like an unnecessary problem. Units will display if they are firing or under fire. The firing symbol and ammo bar will be red if a unit is low on ammo, which gives it 50% shooting effectiveness if you're low on ammo, not even if you're out of ammo. Okay. It's generally best to give movement orders to your units and let them decide when to attack. But they can also be given immediate manual attack orders at close ranges, and move/follow to attack orders at long ranges. Units will automatically charge enemies in front of them within their impetus charge range. The impetus range can be displayed with the impetus range overlay. Okay, so they automatically charge if you're within this range. They'll just charge them anyway. Okay. In the bottom left of the screen, you can cycle through range overlays with the H key by default. Okay. Close this window and select your 2 non-light infantry units, which are something pikemen, to continue the tutorial. You can move selected units by right-clicking and dragging the mouse from left to right. Yeah, but you can't spread them out. They stay in that kind of boxy shape. Which I think is probably a good thing. That's something I didn't really like about Total War, is that you could... what people would do in Napoleon is they'd give their skirmishers the maximum line width, and then press skirmish mode, and then it would go even wider, and then they would just sit there. And then you'd walk into them and die, because they'd have, like, basically very high ECM. You do not right-click and drag out a path for units to follow. Instead, to make a path, hold Control while giving multiple move orders. Shouldn't that be Shift, man? Why is it Control? Optionally specifying the facing of the units. Okay, so you can also Alt-right-click to group move units. Okay. I Alt-right-clicked there. So that's auto first move. Or was it auto first or auto fast? Well, who knows. Anyway, I wish it would do that. Need to get used to that. But yeah, they're not bats. That's the shadow of the arrow. The shadow of the arrow is just very big compared to the arrow, because that's how that works. If you hold the control key, you can see the waypoints of selected units. And if you hold Control Alt, you can see the waypoints of all units. Current waypoints are shown in green, and pending waypoints with a courier en route are shown in red. You can queue waypoints by holding Control. Yeah, you just said that. Select your light horse unit called Greek Light Cavalry, which is one of these, to continue the tutorial. Light Horse. Greek Light Cavalry are of the Light Horse unit type. They behave much like light infantry, preferring to shoot and evade. So that's these guys, and they've got like javelins or something. While also being able to shoot while moving. They prefer to chase down and destroy enemy Lightfoot in the open rather than exchange fire. So it's like the game does a lot for you, right? So it will automatically charge the Velites. Hopefully you can tell it to run off. But you can rebind, maybe. I'll leave it as it is. Yeah, I guess it's hard to kind of see the arrows if they don't shadow them, but yeah, it is. It does look really dumb. Everything else looks really good, I think. I mean, people say, well, it's not like super good models, but as long as it's readable, I don't really care. Especially in a strategy game. Yeah, so disadvantage in melee, in terrain. Like rough ground or especially woods. Banners display unit state symbol over them. Idle, moving, receiving, or giving charge. Okay. Pursuing, routing, recoiling. Which is, I guess, they shoot and run back or something. No. Or in an ongoing melee combat. Units are commandable only if idle or moving. So if they're pursuing... Like, routing makes sense, but if they're charging, you can't stop them. If they're receiving a charge, you can't stop them. If they're recoiling, whatever that is, you can't stop them. The tutorial will continue once combat has started and begun to affect enemy morale. Okay. So look, he's waiting for a courier. And look, it says, I'm waiting, because it's red. Oh, there he is! There's the courier! You can actually see him! So, can we... Oh, no, because... This is a big issue, man. Because if you accidentally click over here and then you're like, oh, actually, don't go that far, then they'll... you can't recall them, right? You gotta send... Look, another courier's coming now to tell him to shoot. It's every order. Okay, so that I can see that becoming a problem quite quickly. So yeah, you can't give them, like, hyper-complex micro orders because you just... For starters, they don't listen to you, they charge by themselves. And look, he's running away by himself, I'm not telling it to do that. And I can't, okay, the general's in range now, so they're gonna listen to me. And, like, now I can't order him because he's charging. Oh, okay, there's a big wall of text. Any chance you try sea power when they update the AI? I'd have to buy it, so probably not. Because it's kind of expensive. And it strikes me as like a really slow, methodical game, and that's not really something I care about. Real-time Strategos. Yeah. If the AI is good, I don't care about the models. Yeah, it is interesting. That orders thing reminds me of, is it Black and White 2? The Peter Molyneux made a game. The guy who made Fable. And he made the first ever quote-unquote God game. I mean, you know, like sort of simulator like this. And he said his biggest... Because I watched an interview, and he said a big mistake he made when making that game was that when you order a guy, a courier has to, like a bird has to go fly and tell him what to do, and then he'll do it. And he said that it seemed like a good idea at the time, but actually players just find it frustrating that it doesn't happen immediately. But I guess what they're going for here is more of like a simulation than a, you know, casual thing. It's just a crying shame there's no multiplayer, because this is the sort of game that you could do 1v1s on this. It'd be really cool, right? With the orders and stuff. I think it'd be fun, but sadly there's no multiplayer. So yeah, cohesion. Units are defeated by losing all cohesion. Cohesion levels can drop from losing rounds of close combat, from shooting, from seeing allies rout, or from nearby generals dying. So yeah, it's a suppression mechanic, basically. Morale, whatever. Cohesion levels go from steady, faction colour, to disordered yellow. Okay, but where is it listed? To fragmented black. So is he black, or is that their faction colour? I think that's their faction colour. To routed white. When a unit is flanked, it is a melee disadvantage and will automatically lose a cohesion level if it is an infantry unit flanked by non-light cavalry or elephants. So if a cav hits you in the side, a cavalry unit flanked by cavalry or elephants, an elephant unit flanked by other elephants. So if you charge an elephant unit from the side, it won't lose cohesion unless you're an elephant, because it's like they're stronger, I guess. I guess that makes sense. A polearm unit flanked by other non-light infantry. Yeah. So if you get, so isn't that everything? Except light cavalry doesn't seem to. But then, like, so a pike spear unit, if it gets flanked by cavalry, won't lose cohesion because it's a polearm. Whatever. When infantry units flank cavalry, elephants or non-polearm infantry, they impose a significant malus, but don't automatically reduce cohesion. Okay. But it's weird that if cavalry flanks an infantry unit, regular cavalry, it'll lower its cohesion. But if it's an infantry unit with big spears which are all pointed the wrong way, it doesn't lose cohesion. And if an infantry unit flanks another infantry unit, it doesn't lose a level of cohesion. But if an infantry unit flanks a polearm unit, it does automatically lose a level of cohesion. But then it says infantry units in general reduce cohesion, but they don't get a whole level down. This sounds surely it should always just be if you get flanked, but whatever. To get a flank charge in, the flanking unit must be to the side or rear of the enemy unit that is already in combat, and that side must be free to be flanked. Units can be in up to 4 combats at once: front, left, right, and rear. Okay, so it's not you can't get into those Total War-esque blobs. If you make this system, you should allow limitless pre-moves during pre-battle, because real battles had certain amounts of orders to follow before war. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Your unit, you cannot charge through your own units that are already in combat. Okay, and the tooltip will say if the charge is blocked if you attempt to do so. So that's what was happening before. Units will recoil if they overlap with allies that are already in combat, causing them to move away from the combat and be briefly uncommandable. So at least we know what recall mode does. If you win a battle, including this tutorial, by routing 65% of the enemy force, or by routing a 45% of the enemy force with at least a 30-point routed difference between the... So if it's a massive army versus a small army, and you rout 45% of his guys, then it'll end. Otherwise it's 65. So that's a shame, because I like the part where you kill everybody, but it's supposed to be realistic, I guess. Because, yeah, in real combat, it's kind of rare to... Unless you get to like those situations like Cannae, where they all get surrounded, and they literally just stand there for hours trying to kill them all manually, you know. For the most part, it doesn't... oh, yeah, he has to send the courier. I'm trying to get into the perfect flanking position. But, like, can I cancel that order, or... So they've recoiled because they tried to charge through this, I guess. And now I want to... Oh, but they're light cavalry, so that's not going to matter. What do you mean, this target front in already in combat? So where's my... And you see that the pikemen are pushing the other guys back. But it's happening in, like, stages, I guess. So yeah, the general moves immediately, I guess. Because he's, you know, the general. They need to look into making the tutorial more Gen Z friendly if they want to sell anything. Yeah. I mean, it's, yeah, reading is hard. I've noticed, like, I'll be honest, I used to be a much smarter person. I don't know what's changed. I guess it's age. But, like, even, like, a year ago, I think I was smarter than I am now. So, kind of worrying. I tried exercise and stuff. Maybe it's in my head. I think it's because, like, I'm not doing things that are as complicated as I was before, and so I've lost the, you know, I've atrophied a bit. Oh, no, see, look, they automatically charge if you go too close. So you gotta... I mean, we still got a sideways flank there, and it didn't say anything about there being an advantage for attacking in the rear compared to the side. It just said flanking, so... I don't know what auto drop is. But, like, what's it mean by cohesion check? I guess it means they've lost a whole level of cohesion. So they're D for disordered or whatever. And they're F for what, exactly? F for... Fuck it, let's run away, clearly. But yeah, you can't... Like, because these guys are in combat, I can't just say, go attack this. Do you know what I mean? And so, I get the impression that what's actually happening here is irrelevant. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you actually see them stabbing each other, I get the impression that that's not actually something happening. It's just all on the... Because otherwise all these guys aren't doing anything. And anyway, we won. So, let's do the intermediate tutorial. Too much Warno. Yeah, it's making me retarded. It's interesting that they've gone for this... Oh, there's a quick start guide here, so... And that takes you to a PDF on Google Docs. Which actually looks really nice. So I might as well show you this. Strategos quick start guide. Look at that. And so it's a quote. They've clearly underestimated quick. This isn't very quick. This is 20 page. Bro, this is like 30 page. I can't read that much. Although most of the pages appear to be blank. Is that just because they haven't loaded in yet? No, they are just blank. It's just, this is the last page, right? Because they have the... Okay. Anyway, we'll just do the in-game tutorials. I did try Master of Command. If you click on my channel and click on live, you'll see me playing Master of Command. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. But then they released a patch, because I've got like the content creator early access version. And obviously they're patching it all the time, which is good. But then I lost my save, and I was like, I'm gonna play it all again. Alright, they actually did give us a way to downgrade your version so that you could keep playing, but anyway, advanced concepts tutorial, even though it said intermediate. Terrain is hindering, we read that last time. Hindered units have a foot symbol on their banner, which is a darker red if severely hindered. Heavy infantry have a greater staying power than medium infantry in the open, but are hindered by terrain, unlike medium infantry who can fight as well inside terrain as outside it. Okay. So like if you're in a forest or something, medium infantry is probably gonna beat heavy infantry. Because yeah, they get less points of action or whatever it is. Light infantry in terrain, unlike in the open, will likely fight and standard fight non-light or mounted enemies if overlapped, and not suffer automatic cohesion drops from being overlapped by mounted or non-light enemies, like they do in the open. Light infantry terrain, unlike in the open, will likely stand. Why am I so stupid now? I'm supposed to be smart. I can't even read. Light infantry in terrain, unlike in the open, will likely stand and fight non-light or mounted enemies if overlapped, and not suffer automatic cohesion drops from being overlapped by mounted or non-light enemies like they do in the open. Okay, so you can blob light infantry in forests, or does that mean enemy stuff is overlapping you? What does it mean by overlapped? Just if you've got friendlies on the same kind of space as you? Or... Units that don't like terrain won't impetuously charge into it, unless on overlap. What do you mean by overlap? Oh, okay. So if I want to, because if they choose not to charge, I can just tell them to walk into them and then they'll charge. Units that don't like, yeah, okay. So overlapping friendly non-light or cavalry units also hinder each other. So yeah, if you overlap units, they slow down. And all mounted units are hindered by the nearby presence of elephants, because they scare them, I guess. It is very important to avoid overlapping your non-light and or mounted units when going into combat, as that hindrance will devastate their combat effectiveness. Okay, so if you've got like two guys on one tile, and you try and like attack with both of them at once, which I think was a strat in some of the Total War games. You would just put, just Mega Blob 2 units and then run them both in. Apparently that will make them bad, so don't do that. It's not you, man. It's like... hopefully. Anyway, close this window, press the start button in the top center of the screen, and move your bowmen into the rocky terrain right in front of them to continue this tutorial. So this is rocky terrain type rough. It is definitely rocky. I mean, so yeah, these mercenary hoplites or hoplites, coplites more like, they are hindered there and in rough terrain. I suppose they are hindered because they are in rough terrain. So these guys are now in. I guess it probably wants both of them in there. That's not where I... What? Oh no, the courier. Can I cancel the first order? I can, because I'm in... Okay, there we go. So yeah, look, if you overlap, they get severely messed up. And then because... Yeah, so basically this must be something to do with how, like, the physics must work in this game, is that there's actually no collisions between the units. And so if they don't manually tell you not to do this, you just do this all the time. You see what I'm getting at? Because in Total War, each of the units is kind of modelled, and they'd sort of push past each other, and whereas in this, they're literally clipping through each other. There's no resistance there. Anyway, I'm in the rocky ground, so I'm not sure why it's not continuing. It said both of the archers. Did I read it wrong or something? I might have done. When was the last time you read a tutorial? Yeah, but I should be able to just read. Do you see what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to be smart. Anyway, so what did it say? Yeah. Move your bowman into the rocky terrain to continue the tutorial. I did that, but it didn't do it, so... And yeah, we'll get these guys back. But we gotta dispatch a courier. And there he goes. And yeah, you see, there's actually no collisions. Look, they go straight through him. It's just, they say, look, if you choose to collide, then you're gonna have a bad time in the effectiveness of your unit. And it says that, like, so only one melee unit can attack one melee unit from the front. So even if you have two overlapped and tell them both to attack the same unit, there's just a block in there saying you can't attack that unit. So it's an interesting So if you like make games and stuff, you'd probably appreciate why he's done that. Because basically, if every single one of these units has has a collision body, this would be running at about 20 FPS in most game engines, because every single one of them would collide with each other when you try and give them pathing. And so what you do is you just make it so they don't path. You make it so they don't bump into each other. If you want to learn more about this, I'm trying to get my YouTube up here. It's just this because when I alt tab. So if you want to learn more about this, check out this guy. So he's got. Sorry, this is. I can't fix the camera while I alt tab. Yeah, okay. Check out this guy. So he makes RTS games in Godot, and this is where I learnt about this problem. And I had the problem myself when I was making my game. So he had to restart his whole project because when he had collisions between all the units, they would just get really, really bad. Yeah, so look, so this is the video specifically. If you're interested, because basically if every single unit has to path around, they have to navigate against the other units and they'll like bounce off them and stuff, if you choose to do that. And it looks more realistic, but the actual performance impact on the game is massive, as in, you just wouldn't be able to make this kind of game. So I don't understand how the Total War guys do it, because that actually seems to work reasonably well. It's just most regular game engines don't have... So did these guys never get in here, or... They just don't have very good... very well-optimized collision stuff, so... Anyway, they're both in the rocks, and it's not advancing the tutorial, so I'm not sure what's going on here. But I feel like we know enough anyway, but you can't... Okay, so after first contact, you can't speed the game. So now they've routed. Try this again. Hopefully that... Look at Paradox, they don't even care about tutorials. Yeah, but the idea is that they're like an established brand. So, you know, people are more willing to give them the time of day, I suppose you could say. So you can't order them before the game starts. So yeah, I want to get you both into here, and then this ×2 is disabled, and so now we got to watch them. The zoom is really aggressive. They're just manually not doing it, because of this guy is stopping them. They're just choosing to attack him instead. Okay, well we'll just have to go clear him out. If that's the way it's gonna be. Also, it says that I can't charge them because it's too far away. But, oh, but it still says move to attack if... But look, the courier has to get there. So, like, will that interrupt the current order, or will that... And then... Okay, so now, but like, if I press stop, I have to send another courier to tell them to stop. I mean, it makes sense from a realistic point of view, but it does make controlling them kind of hard. Right, so now it's classed as they're both in there, but even though they didn't move, so I'm not very sure about that. You must have line of sight to enemies to see them and to shoot them. Okay. Line of sight to enemies in concealment is greatly reduced. The concealed unit has that icon on its banner. A unit in terrain has the mountain symbol, yes. A unit's banner will have the hindrance icon if it is hindered by that terrain, okay. There are nearby enemy bowmen in the copse of trees ahead of your forces, but you cannot see them, as they are in concealment. They will reveal their position by shooting at you if you come into range, or if you otherwise get close enough to see them. Close this window and send your left flank medium foot Hippaspitae spearmen into the trees ahead of them to attack the enemy bowmen. Once you are in melee with those bowmen, the tutorial will continue. Okay, so go forth. And so yeah, even though it says X, it is actually listening to me when I right click it. So you see I took 6 damage there. So does that mean 6 deaths? Yeah, it does. To win the battle, 65%, 45%, yeah. Losing rounds of combat forces a cohesion check. Okay, so this is that cohesion check thing. Force point, okay. Plus points are weighted as 1 point per unit, plus 1 point per non-light unit, plus 1 point per general. As units drop cohesion levels, their fighting ability and odds of passing future cohesion tests CT checks is reduced. Losing rounds of combat forces a cohesion check, which involves passing a 2d6 roll with 7 or higher. So 7 out of 12. Okay, so it's 50% thing. Elephants, warbands, and mobs get -1 to cohesion checks. So is that a bad thing, I think? Your other archer isn't on the rocks. Yeah, but it still proceeded, so I don't understand that. Okay, being unsteady imposes a -1, and being fragmented imposes a -1. Being steady heavy infantry... Being steady heavy infantry grants a +1. Okay. Being a polearm unit with full adjacency grants a +1. Okay, that makes sense. Being a general's unit grants a +1. A small POA difference grants a +1. So if you're a better unit, and a large POA difference can impose a -1 or -2 depending on how large. Impact rounds impose an additional -1. What's an impact round? Oh, like charge. So if you get charged. And so do mutual cavalry combats. Okay, so cavalry combat will end faster than infantry combat, maybe. Although you have to charge in infantry combat. And there is an additional -1 for impact combats as foot against lancers or impact foot. And an additional -1 as foot against warband or knights. Okay, so if lancers charge you, you take more damage, or more cohesion damage, or whatever. That makes sense. Impact foot, I guess, is like lancers, but, you know, it's like a type of lancer that doesn't have a horse, basically. Warbands, apparently, are very scary, and so are knights. An additional -1 is imposed on units that have already suffered heavy casualties. Losing a melee while in pushback or fallback mode also grants a -1. A +3 is granted to checks from shooting if the target is already in combat. Okay, shooting at units that are in battle is not very effective, alright. The result of a cohesion check is seen in a text pop-up over the combat in question, showing either held if the unit passed, or the new cohesion state, e.g. disordered if it did not. So there is RNG, but it's messed up by, you know, tactics or whatever. The full cohesion test results can also be seen in the combat log, or if you hover over a unit. Yeah, we've seen that. Units can also take cohesion checks on allies routing and generals dying. Okay, so that's probably why I lost that last game. Maybe my general died and everybody immediately routed. But also it says that if you route 65% of the force, the game just ends. I think that's a shame. Isn't it? The killing is the fun bit. I know it's not realistic, but anyway. You can be auto-broken from casualties. Auto-break thresholds are below 60%, 50%, and 40% for raw, average, and veteran units. Okay, so veteran units can take more casualties before they rout. Select one of your hoplite units to continue the tutorial. In the bottom left corner of the UI, you can see the line shift mode buttons. Not all units can adopt all line shift modes. Line shift modes determine if a unit, when able, will push back enemy units in combat, fall back themselves, or only hold their position, or recoil out of combat altogether. Okay, so if they're like light units, you want them to recoil out of combat. Knights, yeah, exactly. Doesn't seem to fit in. But, blimey, there's a lot of reading. Okay. I lost where I was. Only disciplined units like your mercenary hoplites or that thing can elect to fall back or hold position. So everybody else will just push. And only cavalry can recoil from combat. Okay. So you charge and then recoil is sort of what you want them to do, I guess. Units in pushback mode take more casualties and suffer an extra -1 on CT rolls, and do not enter a mutual melee passive, during which combats are not resolved and units can rally. Units in fallback mode also suffer an extra -1 on CT rolls. Okay. So why would you ever want to do fallback if it's just going to make everybody rout? I guess if you're being outflanked or something. Below the line shift buttons are UI toggle buttons. Okay. You can use line shift modes tactically to try and open up gaps in the middle in the line for flanking, or to keep your cavalry more mobile. Try setting your middle infantry units to fall back and your flank infantry units to push back in order to see this in action as the combats go on. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So fall back in the center and push on the sides, and then you will automatically begin flanking them. Ongoing melees that are not, but your center might just break because you take more cohesion debuffs if you're on fallback mode. Ongoing melees that are not yet flanked can switch periodically to a melee passive mode, during which combats are not resolved while both sides take a rest. What does you? But units are still locked into a combat state. Falling back to such a passive mode is part of line shifting and the historical simulation pulse theory. Yeah, I saw a YouTube video on that recently. And slows down the battle as there are no combat rounds resolved during mutual melee passive. See, I can't read individual words. It's crazy. Once a unit is flanked, all units in combat with it collapse into melee active until the combat is resolved, thus speeding up combat and ending the ability to recoil or otherwise line shift. The tutorial will continue as enemy units begin to flee. Okay, I don't know about this melee passive mode. How do you enable that? And like, what happens if the enemy decides he doesn't want to he doesn't want to do that, or is it saying it just happens automatically? Anyway. So these fine gentlemen have been flanked. And it looks like our enemy... No, we have fragmented and the enemy is held. Can I tell them to, like, disengage? Or... I guess I could give them the fallback mode, but... So how come he doesn't have the overlap debuff there? He's overlapped. Ah, there's so many words! Select your guys and hover the enemy bowmen. They are in combat with to see the most recently resolved combat. Okay. Also try selecting your companion cavalry, which are the lancers, which is presumably these guys. And hovering the enemy bowmen to see how badly their points of advantage would be affected by severe hindrance. For Lancers, Pikemen, and some other unit types, the base impact of melee POAs are negatively affected by hindrance. In addition to the flat rate reduction in POA after all calculations are made. See the POA charts in the manual window for more information. I'd rather not, frankly. As for general combat advice, Pike and Lancer POAs are reduced by hindrance, whereas two-hander, sword, javelin, and elephants are unaffected by terrain. Okay, so you don't want to fight with pikes on rough terrain. Mounted units have a malus on impact against steady spears. Okay, so if you charge this, for example, is that classed as steady? Like, what does it mean by steady? And is this a spear or is it a pike? Alright, I'm just not going to read any of this. It's all... I'm not taking it in. I can read the words, but I'm not really taking it in. Move your hoplites and pikemen into combat with the enemy Kardakes to continue the tutorial. Consider keeping your lightfoot archers in front of them to screen them from enemy range fire as they advance. Well, that's completely fucked. That's not happening. So yeah, look, they're charging here. What's a Kardake? That's a Kardake. That's a mercenary hoplite. Sorry, I keep saying hoplites. But yeah, look, I got a good flank on this guy, but I guess I fucked up. I'll be honest, I mean, I feel like it's just unnecessarily complicated. I don't see the advantage of doing this. So yeah, we lost those guys. I don't know if they'll come back, because it seems that routing is a big deal in this. And these are the Cardakes, so we are in combat against the Cardakes. Where are you going? What are you doing? I cannot order you. You are just freaking out. Okay, we'll let them freak out. Like, yeah, shooting people who are already in combat doesn't work, but what happens if you shoot them in the back? Surely that should help, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. From what we've read, it doesn't, so they're just gone. They're never coming back. They're dispersed, apparently. My bad. Should have read more tutorials. So, we got those guys, but because they're pursuing, we can't order them. Okay, never mind, so we can. So, I should... So what I'm going to do is just walk into the enemy general with that. And look, I've dispatched a guy. And I'm going to try and charge him from the other side. Although I suppose we're on the same side here. But yeah, I could charge this in the back. That'd be cool. But I'm hindered. I don't know if I'll still be hindered when I get to this. If one tree is enough to hinder me. Steady is probably brace, not moving. Yeah, probably. That would make sense. Anyway, look, we charged, so they should take additional, you know, point of action thing. Look, they're disordered. Hooray! But we got terrained. And yeah, Cav doesn't really want to charge in from the front, I guess. Oh, looks like... No, they're retreating. And then, like, what is this? Is this the, they're in combat, but they're resting? Is that the pulse theory thing? Although these guys seem very much attacking. The enemy have begun to flee. This last tutorial will leave you with some general advice. Plan your moves out ahead of time and keep most units close to a general. Well, yeah. Issue waypoint commands. Yeah. Hold K to highlight all units to quickly distinguish between friend and foe. Expect units to be slow to change what they are doing. Yeah. I don't understand why they've made the deliberate decision to make that happen. Current waypoints are green and pending waypoints are red. Yeah, units are uncommandable if in... Yeah, I mean, it's already told me all this. Generally, you want to give move commands and let the units decide for themselves when to charge or who to shoot. But within close range, you can also give manual attack commands. Don't overlap. You need line of sight. Defeat the enemy army to finish the tutorial. Okay. Impetuous units auto-charge at a much longer range from their targets and can be goaded by shooting. Non-light cavalry and elephants are particularly vulnerable to being goaded into pursuing off the map by light horse. Evading cavalry can also refuse to charge steady spears in the open. Okay, so all cavalry except lancers can just refuse my order to charge spearmen. Okay. Anyway, like they're doing something here. I'm not sure what. I'm trying to charge this guy. Okay, he's decided he has to receive my charge, so I will now charge him. And then like, so what is that? So like, it did it again. So does that mean that? Because that wasn't when the thing happened. Although it's saying held now. So that must be like the fate. Yeah, because look, it's when it pushes them or not. It's when it pushes them or not. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Can we give this guy recoil mode and then hopefully he'll disengage? Or is he just going to sit there? Because I can't order them if they're in combat. Yeah. And then, like, can you tell bowmen to charge and stuff like that? It doesn't seem to be the case. Like, what happens if you run out of ammo, you know? But it's... Okay, we won, because we took out whatever percentage of their army, yeah, above 45% or whatever, 65%. Although that says 54, so I'm not sure. Right. Interesting game. I'm just not sure why they chose to do this way. I mean, does this open a new thing, or... Let's just not bother with that. What's the point in even saying it? Yeah, okay. Units to survey cars. Okay, what's this include? Well, there you go. We left our feedback, and now we'll play a proper battle. It is interesting. It's the fun part is when you kill everybody, right? Let's face it, and that's not possible. So and the fact that it's like your units won't listen to you, it's like, well, why? I want them to. Why can they not listen to me? Anyway, so this time we need to make sure that the spears don't just line up on us, so we'll try and outflank them properly and just like go around and stuff and, you know, pivot, and then we'll see how the AI reacts to that. Is the game engine Microsoft PowerPoint? Is the stream really bad quality? Is that what you mean? Or are you just referring to the text? I feel like if it was just Total War combat like this, it'd be way better. And so I don't understand why they've not done that. That's my point. To me, it just seems very strange that they would decide not to do that. Anyway, I think it's higher uphill here, maybe, but... and then, like, does this class as terrain? The problem I've got is that if I split my army into two parts, I'm going to get beaten up. Although, actually, I've got two generals, so... Like, why? Why? Why does it show them moving? Okay. Oh yeah, it's control, not shift. So Triarii. So I'm gonna split my guys into two blocks, and I guess, yeah. So Hastati, Principes are like the heavy, are like better than Hastati, so I guess we want them in the middle, I assume. And the idea is I split them into two blocks. Each one of these is a general, so we don't get messed up. And then I can outflank the hoplites, the hoplites, whatever, the spearmen, the phalanx, whatever you want to call it. So that should be cool. And then the skirmishers I'll put two with each block. Because, yeah, if we just charge into the spears, we're just going to lose. So let's not do that. Let's do this. And then can you, like, group? No. Okay, we'll just have to live with it. So, alright. And then I was like Alt to move in formation. There we go. And then I've told them to run, which I don't really want them to do, so let's just turn that off. Because they're heavy guys, so why would we bother with that? And then this, yeah, just try and... it's not rotating them. Turn off run. Oops. Oh no, they're receiving couriers. Oh crap, now it's sending 3. Do you see the issue here? Because I spam clicked. Okay, I think you'll get drawn into the charge here because of how the game works, so... Oh yeah, he's charging that one instead. I guess that kind of makes sense. Because, yeah, look, he's probably going to rout, actually. Oh, he's got to receive the command. Apparently, this is rough terrain. It looks like grass to me, but... I don't know, it must be these white streaks. Yeah, he's messing me up, dude. I need to get out of here. Okay, so he's disengaging now. What's going on over here? But yeah, we'll see how it copes with the fact that I'm in 2 places at once, if it can maintain a stable front line, because you're asking about the AI, and it strikes me as a good way to try and win as well, so, whoops. I'm trying to... There we go. So... We don't want 2 guys, because they're overlapped, it's messing them up, so we don't want to mess them up. Okay. Well, which guy is supposed to be going that way? Okay, they're all fixed. So, the issue I've got is that the Velites just get whacked by the cav. So I wish I had a bit more cav, but you don't get to choose how you build your army. It just gives you one. So, not sure if that's a demo thing or what. But, like, these guys are probably going to rout because we are overlapped, you know. Anyway, yeah, we got some overlapping here. So he's really messing me up with that. And I'd rather he didn't. But, yeah, it strikes me that it's not really coping, so... I don't know which one of us it's trying to face, but yeah, we lost our Velites there to his skirmish cav, which is a big shame, so probably should have had him closer to the, and at least it sends from, like, the nearest general instead of, whoops, like, I've got to hold, like, 2 keys to see all the orders, which is kind of annoying. I wish I could just, what do you mean? He's right here, you can't listen to him? Anyway, yeah, these archers are really messing me up. Oh well, because I don't have my own archers. Because I think archers would outrange these guys, but... Because, yeah, I can't charge them, they'll just run off. So... Oh well, it makes it challenging. Right, so we're trying to move these guys around. Over here, yeah, because if we got 2 Velites against 1, should be alright. Should just win, right, you would assume. And, yeah, let's start closing the... Well, they're low ammo anyway, so we'll just walk into them. So is this lowering our shooty ability because we're overlapped? But it doesn't say we're overlapped, so I guess we're not counted as overlapped. So yeah, it's really struggling here. It doesn't know which way to turn, so... Blue spearmen look like they've eaten too many pies. Maybe. Astarte Principes, then Triarii. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Astarte are the youths, and obviously Velites are like the poor guys, the ultra youths. But then it's like yeah, Astarte Principes, Triarii in terms of like seniority. Yeah. So can you not shoot that? Are you not doing it? Or the other guy died, so. So, like, what's its plan here? Because it doesn't seem to understand that I'm flanking it. It's just trying to draw, like, a median line between the two. Like, it's just sitting there and letting it... Because it's not reacting to this at all. It's not even trying. So, I guess the AI isn't as good as we thought it was. I don't know what Total War AI would do about this either, but... There it is. So yeah, we finally getting these guys. If we had just kept 2 Velites near a Triarii, we could have killed them. But instead they charged me, which, I mean, it makes sense. So there's foot archers or something. So we need to engage, right? We can't just sit here forever. Gotta engage at some point, so... Oh, we're on run speed. I don't... Doesn't that tire them out, or... Like, does it not? Because it honestly, nowhere in the tutorial did it say that there's like an exertion thing and they just sort of run out of stamina. I don't think it said that anywhere. Like, overexerted, anything like that. So, let's just leave the... And the run speed's on by default, so... Let's try that then, I guess. Oh, you see, we're overlapping. I don't know if that's a good idea, but yeah, this is their general, one of the two. And yeah, they're just completely facing the wrong way here. They don't know what to do. So, all right. All right, we should probably move to shoot, move to attack. Ah, yeah, it's beginning to turn now. So we are receiving charges, because yeah, they charge automatically, so he said you should just move them, you shouldn't give them charges. The elephants I am a little concerned about, let's face it, and yeah, let's give these guys a good old-fashioned sideways attack. Can't remember the proper name. So, send in the, were those cav there? Yeah. Okay. Rally. What? Hindered by unit overlap. Okay. It's not saying it's hindered by, you know, running too much or whatever. Anyway, so we tried to flank, but they what? They broke my center. What? How does that work? My oh, they're Hastati. Okay, well that makes sense. So they're charging my spearmen, which I don't really think is a good idea, but you know, whatever. That's their business. Does not anarchy. Okay, well, it never told me what anarchy was, but there it is. There's something called anarchy as well, apparently. Oh, I can't tell them to disengage? They're just gonna stay there and die? Okay, well. Skill issue, I guess. Shouldn't have engaged. So look, he's flanking me there. So I need my own, get my own general up there. But yeah, the fact that this cav is on the front lines is really not what we wanted in life, and I don't seem to be able to... Oh, actually, yeah, he's doing it now. Oh yeah, because the enemy routed, so I can give him an order now. Okay, well that makes sense. So yeah, we got all the way behind him. I guess I should have had a fixing one and a hammer and an anvil as opposed to 2 claws or whatever, because I feel like that was probably a bit dumb, but here we are. Overlapping these doesn't seem to matter too much. There's yellow and red damage, I'm not sure what the difference is. But yeah, I lost basically this entire flank of infantry apart from these guys. And general died, ally routed. Okay, so we killed the general because we got 2 on him, and now they're breaking. Remember, we don't have to kill everybody, we just need to kill 65%, rout 65% of them or something, and then they'll give up. So, we've still got a lot of army left. Get out of the way of these brave gentlemen, please. I'm not sure what you're doing, pursuing or something. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be... Like, so what does it mean by flanking? Does it mean that you have to attack them with 2 at once? Right, but like, didn't I tell you guys to... Oh, but they have to send the riders, yeah. And by the time they get there, it's not going to matter anymore. Right, these are my command circles, which are the most useful ones, really, let's face it. They're charging. These guys are almost out of ammo. Bollocks, I'm overlapping. Overlapping is bad, if you recall. Cav versus elephants, I think, is bad. Like, it doesn't work very well, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, we can go get those elephants out of here by just getting these guys on them and giving them the... You know, they'll just run away and shoot and run away and shoot, and that should be very funny. I'll be honest, I don't know why they didn't just copy Total War. I feel like that... Like, look, I'm fragmented even though I'm flanking him. I don't get that at all. It doesn't make any sense. What? Oh, now it's saying I can't order them because they are also in an attack. Hopefully it's not an overlapping attack, because then they'll be overlapped, and that is bad. Being overlapped is bad. They are a routed unit. They're just fleeing into the map for no particular reason. The Velites are out of ammo. The elephants are just freaking out, but they've been given new orders, so yeah. So their general died again, so they've lost 2 generals now. I think we're gonna win. Yeah, because these are all routed units. There's just these guys left, so let's attack them with the... I mean, I know they're steady or whatever, but I'm attacking them from 2 sides, so they should freak out. We'll see. Right, they are spears and so on. We'll see what happens here, right? And then it gives a thing. Yeah, so they took massive disorder penalty and they fragmented and then we won. So, okay. Yeah, interesting game. I don't understand why they didn't just copy Total War. I feel like it's just Total War but less good. I mean, no offense to them. It's obviously a lot of work went into this, but yeah, the whole thing where I'm pretty sure you can just run, you know, for the whole thing, and that's why it's just toggled on by default. At which point, why would you ever walk? But yeah, we did lose some units, but we seem to have won. So we'll do a new battle. We'll play as somebody else. Put them as somebody else, so they can be, I don't know, Carthaginian, I guess. But they're all hoplite. They're all hoplite civs apart from Romans. So I guess we'll play as Macedonians or Macedonians and put the enemies as Romans and try it that way. You can give yourself allies, which changes some of the composition. So you get slingers. And if you don't get slingers, you get light cavalry. So we can try the slingers, I guess. And yeah, we'll give these guys Brutian allies, I guess. And we'll try another map. We could try Mountain Forest. Why not? I think the tutorial was on the desert one. Thanks for joining us, Burger12. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, I gotta tell you. A bit of a weird one. I wouldn't say it's bad per se, it's just I don't understand well, I sort of do. I guess they want to make it as realistic as possible, and so they've made a lot of decisions related to that. So you can spend ages loading, apparently. It's crashed. Oh, they're not helping themselves here. Yeah, it's crashed. So I don't know if that's the yeah, because if I switch to like desktop, it just went. Oh no, are we in? I can see trees. Okay, I mean it just wasn't responding there, and then it okay, fine, whatever. So if you're hoplites, you just sort of want to walk into the enemy. They're literally called Chalder Speeds or something. I thought it said Chad Spikes when I first glanced at it. I was like, that's pretty funny, but okay, so lots of heavy infantry and then mediums on the sides. I guess that makes sense. Light infantry. So the slingers should probably... Well, yeah, why not? Why not just have it like that? Why not? And what is this? This is a... they are aggressive spears, so they will automatically attack even though I tell them not to. Okay, that's fair enough, really. This is my proper general, I think. And this is my... this is my other general. So most of them will be covered by terrain and so on. Oh, whoops, I forgot about these guys. So as those Equites, I'm pretty sure we just kill Equites, they're light cavalry, we're Illyrians or something, I don't know. Like, look at all the crap that shows up when I try and hover over it. So, like, what, win chance is only 34%, but the impact, I should win the impact. I don't understand any of that, really. We'll see. It'll tell us. Outcome tie. And we got disordered because we lost the roll. Because there's rolls involved. Okay, well, that's life. These are my command this command circle. I really wish it was bigger, you know. So did we win? I mean, we've got a D for disordered or whatever, but oh, they're cycle charging me. Okay. Oh wow! So even though we had an equal chance to win, I just lost. Equites won against the odds. Okay, well, alright, if that's the way you want your game to work, I can't stop you. It's got RNG in it. Because, yeah, I should have won. That's the reason I did it. Oh, well, what can I say? Send the couriers! Send the couriers! Legolas, get your people out of there! And look, it's saying they're near each other, so they're getting cohesion bonuses or whatever. They had gun upgrades. Yeah, interesting. And my guys I told them to run away, but I guess they couldn't run away enough or whatever, so there they go. Oh, they're running away, but yeah, because I don't want them to reduce the, you know, whatever. Yeah, they're routing. They're gone. It's weird, because mine was a general and it said it should win, but whatever. It is what it is. Where are you going? Why are you doing that? Why aren't you standing in the line? What the hell's wrong with you? Now you're being flanked. How are they pushing me? I have the spears. Wow, I'm very bad at this game. Oh, these are my guys. Okay, well. So yeah, losing part of our line is not great, because I guess we're probably going to lose these guys as well, and then we're just going to lose the game. So that's obviously not ideal. Get over there! Yeah, we're getting flanked bigly. I don't know what to do about this. Every unit in turn then gets flanked, and then I lose, so... Because like, now this guy's getting flanked. And then he's going to rout because his friend's routing, and he's getting flanked, and then the next guy's going to get flanked. But I don't actually have any, like, reserves. I don't, I don't have any more units. So I can't really stop it. And look, okay, so they routed here, so that's nice. So, like, but we attacked him. How are we getting fragmented from Equites, man? Equites. I'm a spearman. What the hell's even going on there? Ghost stabbing each other. Oh. Okay, whatever, man. Anyway, yeah, our flankers, yeah, they won. What does the number in brackets mean above the unit? Which number in brackets above the unit? Above the unit on the screen, or above like these units, like the yellow and stuff. I think that's damage, damage to cohesion or damage to HP. It's damage to cohesion. Um, hmm. Hmm. I mean, let me do a quick poll. What do you guys think of this game? Obviously, the one person watching on Twitch won't be able to vote in the poll. It's very sad. Very good. Good. Mid. Bad. Okay, well, yeah, whatever. Because, I mean, I can see what they're going for. It's like a fun little game, but I just don't see why I would play this instead of booting up Rome Total War 1 and just playing that. And you might, like, usually the answer is, well, because the multiplayer in Rome Total War 1 is dead, and this is an alive game. But it doesn't actually have multiplayer, and so I don't really, I don't really rate it. I don't. The Triarii had a number next to their name, and your unit only had 8. Oh, that's a good question, actually. I don't actually know. That wasn't covered anywhere in the tutorial. Just like go in there and try and find out. It might be their cohesion mana. Maybe. Oh, it's having a melty again. Okay, so 240 is the number of guys, but then it says 12, yeah. So I think that's the cohesion mana. Actually, yeah, I don't see what else it could be. How much cohesion they have before they break. My Equites get 5 and 4, and your Cav only had 5 while the Romans had 10. Yeah, now mine have 5. Even though it's the same deck. So I don't understand what's going on there, really. Yeah, look, they have 22. 23. 27. 3. 1. What? That's 1? But that, yeah, that wasn't... We read the whole tutorial, apart from, like, one paragraph, and so I'm not really sure what that means. 4. 20. Because, yeah, the points of action is 75, apparently. So... Because, yeah, it's not the number of guys, I don't... It's like they're number 4, they're the 4th unit in the game. It's like, is there another one that is 1? And then there's like 1, 2, yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, all the way up to 26. Yeah, it's literally just like a debug number. This is the 20th unit. So I can't see any repeats. I'm not seeing any repeats here. 12, 9, 7, 8, 10, 13, 17, 15, 14, 16. Was there a 16? No, that's a 17. Yeah. It's literally just a number. This is the 20th unit. This is the 0th unit in the game. First unit, second unit, third unit. And then 4th unit's over here for some reason. Because it's probably numbered by type, not what side you're on. So, yeah. Rome 1's really good. I actually think it's better than a lot of... So I watched this really angry guy called Volland. And you'll notice I've not given us... That was the first order I gave there. And the battles fight themselves, bro. I'm going to try not giving an order and see if we win. So... Okay, my Wano game started. I can quit this now. Need a cheeky Wano game. Cheeky Wano game. Oh, we're against Proud. He's pretty good. Likes his tanks. We're playing 4th Dutch. Yeah, Volland is he's a very angry man, but the points he makes are right. He's a very angry man. But the points he makes about Rome 1 and how like Medieval 2 Rome 1, the engine there was just better. There's a lot of things that it does better. Like it simulates individual unit interactions a lot better and stuff like that. It's actually kind of depressing. So yeah, we're doing a bit of he doesn't get airborne forward deployment and we do, so let's just rush him down. We're playing a much better div actually. I don't think 27th is that great, so. So yeah, we'll get some KCT vinegars around. Because he doesn't get airborne forward deployment, so what's he gonna do about it? What's he gonna do about it? So we'll find out what he's gonna do about it. Could use a Totu maybe. Yeah, this is a game I'm much more comfortable with. Imagine if when I gave this Ihawk an order, a courier had to go. I'm not being fair to them really. I understand what they were going for. I just thought it was really weird. I just didn't really understand what they like. What's the advantage of doing it that way apart from it's more realistic? Which is like okay, but you know. So is dying of dysentery in that time of war, right? That's more realistic. Should I die of dysentery? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really make sense as an argument to me, but obviously people can make whatever game they want. That's their prerogative. Yeah, it's like Field of Glory. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard of that. Yeah, and I do think you're right in that assessment. I wouldn't say it's a bad game. It's just a very strange, like, because if they just made that combat like Total War, it would be an amazing game. And so I don't understand why they didn't do that. What was stopping them from doing that? Yeah, a bit of an odd one. Anyway, as you can see, I'm just sort of spreading out everywhere. This div's really good. It's like a slightly worse version of Second Panzergren, basically. And so that's why I'm learning it, because my divs keep getting banned in the tournaments, and so I have to play Metaslop. I mean, I have to play Metaslop in the tournaments, but I have to play Metaslop right now so I can learn more Metaslop so I can win my tournament games. So hopefully this is enough. I mean, if he just comes in with a bunch of tanks, we're actually going to have a pretty tough time here, because we don't have too much in the way of anti-tank. Like, where did all my points go? Do you know what I mean? I feel like I can't attack everywhere, I can't be strong everywhere, so might want to play it a bit safer than this. I mean, that's pretty aggressive. Oh yeah, the Ihawk, we can sod the Ihawk. Don't need that. And that lets us get 2 of these. I feel a lot better about this deployment now. Yeah, there's way too much AA there, given I've got a jet. I mean, do I need the AA for if I've got a jet? So... CV, yeah. So we'll have a nice, cheeky, chilled out game of Wano. And then we can move on. Oh yeah, I need to change the Twitch thing. Cheeky bit of Wano. So yeah, just wait for him. He's a pretty good player. He's right rank 50 or something, but every time I've seen him, he's been on like a tank division. So oh, so he knows it's me. That's interesting. Unless he says that to everybody. But I always say thank your opponent for waiting, right? So, But yeah, a bit of a weird one. Tell them to make Nemesis for. Are the divs you like to play in the tourneys met? Yeah, yeah, I play in the tournaments. I play meta divs. I mean, I've seen you in some of the tournament streams. I'm playing meta divs every time, right? I mean, I would class eighth as a meta div. There are more meta divs, but like divs that are more meta. But I would still say it's a reasonable meta pick, right? I mean, I'm not playing Durine in these tournaments, right? I'm not playing Fourth Armored in these tournaments. Although if they made the bans high enough, they probably could. Wow, I can just get all the way. Wow, he's opened so slow. That's crazy. Well, hey, that's his prerogative. But I mean, if I just get all the zones for free, I'm gonna win. So. Okay. So he wasn't trying to get. He wasn't trying to let him get them all for free. So. Anyway, got a Totu here. One of these, one of these. Okay, so we did get in. And I've just ran out of ammo. Like, like I said, he was like rank 100 or something. He's not bad, so I don't know. Maybe he's tired or something. Oh, I lost the AA. Sorry, I lost the thing to AA. Okay, so he's got those ground-based AA guns. Those are pretty annoying. That's fair enough, really. No. But yeah, I've got a really nice setup here. Obviously, this guy only has 4 HP, so we gotta watch out for that. But get some more of this on the go. Get another genie, I guess. If you could shoot there, you should be shooting there. This guy, oh, he's got you. Yeah, the Saperi got the ZU at the same time. Oh, that was good synchronization from him. He's probably dead. Although if he doesn't chase me, I might make it. It's just as I go between these buildings, I'm going to keep taking damage, and yeah, I think I've bit it. I've only got 1 HP, so okay, maybe not, maybe not. Yeah, really weird deployment from him. I'm not sure what the plan was. Maybe he's sneaking something around the side, so I'll send that to go check it out. We need a supply. So I wanted a better supply there, but take what we're given. They made a devlock on the good Nemesis for the. You're just trolling, bro. You're just trolling as usual. I mean, in terms of like meta, yeah, I guess the British one is like very off meta. It's probably going to be quite bad, but you know, in terms of like how cool it is, you know. Okay, so so he must have had a bunch of units here, so that explains a lot about like where all his units were and stuff like that. So let's just rotate these around. Don't be afraid of doing that, by the way. It doesn't cost you anything. I mean, that is definitely in range if it wants to. It's 2 meters out of range, and he's just not right-clicking, so it died. If he'd right-click me, he just would have ran into range and killed me there. So he's making some mistakes. But yeah, I've got a video of him on the channel when he's playing 5th Panzer, and he was like really doing a good job against me. So he's not a bad player. So I'm not sure what's going on here really. Getting 6 KCT Videgers is absolutely ridiculous. The ground surveillance radar, you get 6 of them. Oh shit, Razvedka BMP2 there. So that's where all his deployment went. He spent it all on Razvedka BMP2s and stuff. Because yeah, there's one on this flank as well, so... Blimey, you need some more supply up there. You got him, man. Oh shit! Oh, everybody unload! Please tell me that's a fighter and not a bomber.
uitstijgen, nu! Ik zie beweging. Maar klaar om aan te vallen. Alles in munitie is op.
Alright. He's got more saperi than me. I don't think I'm winning that fight. But I do have the ability to buy artillery and blow up that tiny little bit of the map he's on.
Genezerik. 10 graden op vijand gezien. Wie deelt de lakens uit?
Right, that's all sorted. I think we got the... Yeah, I put way too much here, really. Let's send some more the other way. You can don't be afraid of repositioning your units. I know it's complicated. It's easier to just sort of leave stuff there, but like, look, he's dead unless he's not. So we might as well just load everybody back up and move them. And that's the advantage of having things like this. It allows you to reposition, and the amount of people you see not doing that is very high. Like, look, you can get there. Look, I'm in there faster. I'm in there faster. Don't you want to be in there faster? That's not ideal. And there you go, I'm pretty sure I just hit the CV. And I just aimed where the infantry was, and I'm pretty sure I just got it. Yeah, because look, he's gone, so... you know, if they're in a small area, it's kind of easy to do that, so... Maybe he's playing Strategos at the same time. Yeah, that is a big problem with the F111Fs. Hopefully that's not the case. Okay, he's bought his own arty now. He seemed to have spotted that one. That's a shame. Oh, I did try and move, but I wasn't fast enough, so... And, yeah, we'll get a real supply, get a real tank over here now as well.
Binnen bereik is, zijn wij dat ook. We zijn weer op weg. Volspik! Manoeuvreren en... Ja, ritmeester.
Well, why not? Why not? We've got the micro to spare. Nothing's really happening. We can just load him up and get him closer.
Maak je klaar om aan te vallen. Ja, kapitein. Pas op, de
good hits.
Hoog explosief geladen. Klaar om te vuren.
Yeah, he's dead.
Ja, kapitein.
So he'll know I'm in here now, because how else would I have shot him? Shit. Oh, it's not got smoke because I used it before. Well, it's dead. My bad. But yeah, this is going really well. Like I said, he's not a bad player. It's just this div's really nice. When you play meta slot, you tend to do really well. Surprise, surprise.
Aanvalsnelheid, bestuurder. Ik trek het niet meer.
Okay.
Ivan, vlak voor ons.
That's interesting, isn't it? So that would be that Razavechka BMP2 over there, giving some nice vision for him.
Beweeg snel, uitspreiden. We zitten dicht op ze, commandant. Wat is uw bevel, commandant? Stapvoets achteruit, front naar vijand.
Yeah, the rather that wasn't shooting me. Bring this up this road, so we can see everybody that we need to shoot over there. So yeah, I could have sworn I heard the zone taken thing. I must have been in my head. So all is well. We're on a +2. We got both mid zones, and yeah, we got the BMP1 coming out of the trees now, and you know you can't see it because of the stealth and so on. That is. So he knows about this. He must have recon in here that saw it come in. It'll be the same guy that got the TOW2 kill. So, yeah. Okay. So you do that so that they both fire at exactly the same second, so the rounds literally come in one on top of the other, which is what you need to kill a heavy tank like that. So it's dead now. I should be anyway, unless I get really unlucky. Yeah, there it goes. So that's why you do it like that, because otherwise they end up firing slightly out of sync, and that can be the difference between killing it and not killing it. That's gonna go down. It should anyway. I've got 70% accuracy. Okay. Sometimes it be like that. And look, I'm not spending my points because you don't have to. Dumb div. Very dumb div. It's like second Panzergren, but slightly worse. I mean, it is quite different actually, but in the way it plays. You don't just spam Marders. You spam this thing instead. They use the Leopard ones. So yeah, it's a lot like it. Hello. It's a bad guy. Somebody's shooting me here. Very exciting. Blimey, he's shooting across the entire map to get me there. Okay, so this is obviously bad. Lost the CMV. Just want to kill that BTR-80 and then the genie should kill him. That's the idea anyway. The one the Met is shooting me. Alright. Yeah, sorry I've not been spending my points. It's not really any reason. There wasn't any reason to, but yeah, you should spend them. You should spend them. Oh, he smoke mortaring me. That's exciting. Where's that coming from? There, I think it was. Yeah, not having any helicopters means that you can get outflanked like this pretty easily. It's actually kind of hard to do anything about it. You've just got to be everywhere, which you can do, as this did. Heading with the Stinger, and then we bring out the plane. Shame we don't have that Eyehawk. Never bought that Eyehawk. So we'll kill that BTR-80. There's Razvedka BMP-2s around here somewhere. I don't want this to get... Oh, crap. So he's got a Cub back there. I didn't see... Oh, it's a Tor. It's a Tor there. Okay. So that's where we're hitting next. So yeah, we just lost our dude. That's still there. It can shoot and fire its ATGMs without revealing itself. It's very silly. That was since they changed Forest Stealth. So yeah, he's still in this game. Like, we're back in the game. We're back in the... You gotta wake up or we're gonna lose. So that's cool. He moved it forwards. That's the only reason I could see it there. It's a bit silly of him, but there it is. This guy's probably not gonna make it. Okay, Genie versus Motostrokey. Metis, you'd expect me to win, but the BTR-80s are doing my head in, so let's try and do something about that. Load these guys back up so we can move them. Rotate them to the next field of combat. Why not? Shit. Oh, man. Oh, there. Oh, that was really dumb of me, actually. I should have realised something like that would happen, so my bad. Okay. We'll see if we can get that. I don't really know if it's such a good idea or not, but that is what it's for. So even if it, like, that is literally what it's for. It's a healer right now, so. This guy's got 1 HP left. Oh, he's gonna get me. He's gonna get me with his last HP. No, he missed. Okay. He didn't get me. That did, though. But yeah, moving that heavy tank across there was a bit dumb, really. That is an ideal target to attack for him, so should have really expected that. Okay, so back in the game. Back in the game. Gotta play the game. Like I said, he's a good player, so I was like, what's he doing? And now he's doing it properly, but yeah, I'm just gonna kill his CV in that zone again, and, you know. Right, so we'll buy... Oh, I'm out of the super good heavy tank, so my bad. This is a less good heavy... I mean, this is one of them, right? Bollocks. Oh, he missed. Okay, that's fortunate. That unit usually doesn't miss. So he's in there. Right. Turn off the fuel. Wow, I feel like all of a sudden he's just like playing way better. Whereas before we were just stomping him, so I'm not sure what's changed.
Wat zijn uw bevelen, commandant? Doelwit in vizier. Vuur. Ivan, vlak voor ons. Maak je klaar. Haal ons die weg. Kanoniers, gereed.
Buy another one of these.
Goed gedaan, man.
No, that's a bad idea. Let's buy 2 Eyehawks for when he sends an anti-tank plane to kill the first heavy tank I bought. So that's a T-80 BBK in there. But I've got vision all up in this. That is an exciting hit. We can get it.
Blaas de vijand op. Waar wilt u de bestelling hebben? Stapvoets achteruit. Front naar vijand. Wat is uw bevel, commandant? Vijand gezien. Extra paar ogen nodig, commandant.
Yeah, he's noticed his mistake here.
Wij gaan, maar voorzichtig. Voordeelschutter.
I should win that fight. Especially when I help out. Help out a little bit. Oh, yeah, I brought some help. Not much of a 1v1. But that's his arty and stuff. It's all going down now. Oh shit, not if he just drives away and I miss.
Bandits, recht voor ons. Klaar om aan te vallen. Wachten op instructies.
There it is.
Ik heb hem te pakken.
Sell that. That means there's nobody else in here. That means this could potentially just walk in. Okay, well he's sending people now, isn't he? So that's fair enough, really.
Maar klaar om aan te vallen. We wachten op coördinaten. Oké, dames, in opstand.
My bad.
Doelwit geneutraliseerd.
Right, we got another CV. Yeah, oh, GG's. I didn't have time to reply. It was his little brother playing. Yeah, see, look, rank 46. He's not a bad player. But yeah, my div's pretty cracked and his is pretty bad. The only issue with 4th Dutch is the lack of helicopters. It means that, because when he attacked me on the left, that was like a really big problem, because I couldn't just fly a helo in and shoot everything, right? Even a cheap ATGM helo, you don't get them. So that's the main disadvantage, and that's why it's one of the reasons why 2nd Panzergrens are better. The other is that the Marders get ATGMs, and you get better forward deployment, and you get better air, get better fighters, better bombers as well, actually. But just in general, 2nd Panzergren's broken. But anyway, yeah, that's the stream. That's 2 hours, right? We streamed for 2 hours. So Strategos, I thought it was all right. You guys voted. Looking at the poll, you voted mid AF 48%. So in terms of like strategy games to play tomorrow, because I don't think I have a tournament game or anything for a little bit actually. There's this, but I mean, it doesn't really appeal to me, City Builder. There's another one called like Last Command or something. No. It's a strategy game. It came up on this because it knows I like strategy games. There it is, Last Front. But I mean, it's like this is an AI image. You can tell it's AI, and so, you know, kind of doesn't imply much good quality. AI used for art, only one faction, lots of pre-made assets, don't bother. So we'll see. We'll see. I haven't made my mind up yet. I mean, it'd be nice to check it out, but I mean, it does kind of look. I mean, it looks okay. It looks like yet another Command and Conquer style game. But yeah, it's clearly made by a Russian person. Because you played as Russia, and you got Russian units. Yeah, it doesn't look that appealing, really. I'll find something. I know you guys are going to suggest something dumb. Maybe I'll try that Black Orchestra game, but I don't even know how to play it. The art is a rip-off Command & Conquer Generals, yeah, with the 3 color schemes, and play 27YA, no thanks, bro. No thanks, bro. I like winning. Yeah, that's all there is to say. The guys on Twitch, they don't have any last moments. We shall raid Brotherhood of Terror / raid Brotherhood of Terror. Brotherhood of Terror has raids disabled. Alright, well I guess you're not raiding anything. You can go do what you want. I'll see you around.